We are in turbulent times right now, to say the least. And so many of us are seeking guidance and wisdom. And this is where I'd like to turn to our Lord Commander of Literature, Han Kang, winner of the 2024 Nobel Prize in Literature. She delivered her Nobel Prize lecture in literature on December 7th last year at the Swedish Academy. And there was so much beauty and wisdom in that lecture, but I want to focus on her questions, specifically the questions that drive her literary force. Any writer worth their salt diligently and passionately pursues questions. They can be questions about the world, questions about our humanity, our relationships, and how we pursue these questions distinguish just simply good writers from great writers with a capital G, and Han Kang is definitely one of them. In her Nobel Prize lecture, she said that until she published We Do Not Part in 2021 in Korean, she thought the following two questions were what drove her to write. The first is, 세계는 왜 이토록 폭력적이고 고통스러운가? Why is the world so full of violence and suffering? The second, 동시에 세계는 어떻게 이렇게 아름다운가? And yet, how can the world be so beautiful? But she then adds that from 2 to 3 years ago, she started doubting whether these were truly the questions that were the engines of her literature. And once she reflected on that, this led her to conclude that perhaps her questions have always been pointed toward love. Quote, from my earliest novel to my latest, hadn't the deepest layer of my inquiries always been directed toward love? Could it be that love was in fact my life's oldest and most fundamental undertone? End quote. Then she goes on to talk about this piece of writing of hers she uncovered in an old shoebox written in April of 1979 when she was only 8, where she asks, 사랑이란 어디 있을까? Where is love? And 사랑은 무엇일까? What is love? And in that same pamphlet, her 8-year-old self answered, 팔딱팔딱 뛰는 나의 가슴 속에 있지. Love is inside my thump-thumping beating chest. 우리의 가슴과 가슴 사이를 연결해주는 금실이지. It is the gold thread connecting our hearts. And she concludes that language is that golden thread. Language is love. By the way, I just also want to comment how amazing it is that she had such thoughts when she was 8. Han Kang was truly born to do this. I highly encourage you to go listen to the full Nobel lecture. I'll link it in the description. It is beautiful. And especially if you are a writer, her words made me reflect on the questions that drive me to write and where I am with those questions right now. But also, I felt this full feeling of when one is faced with their true calling. I felt as if she was calling upon all writers of this world to not give up, to keep writing, to fill this world with the golden thread of language and blanket the darkness of rampant suffering and violence today with our love. And that's what writers can do, write. Your words matter. Han Kang says your words are love. And not just for writers, but for all artists. Your expressions matter for the sake of the future. So fellow artists, this is the time to really go to work, now more than ever.